First of all, I am thankful to Yatra, Emergency Yatra family for selecting and coming to Puttur for having a scientific discussion on emergency care in Ayurveda. I will directly go to presentation. Next. First, let us have pray God Dhanvantari. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Nashanaya Trailokya Nathaya Vishnave Swaha. And let us have blessings of all gurus. Next. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Go for next. 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 Yes. So, with the blessings of all gurus, Apurva Vidyas and Purva Vidyas, with their blessings, their knowledge, what we got, I will start my presentation. Next, please. First, the management of acute stroke by Ayurveda. Acute itself in Ayurveda, it looks very awkward nowadays. But 100 years back, there was no other system of medicine. Only this our Indian system of medicine, our ancestors, our Purva Vidyas and Apurva Vidyas, they used to manage all these acute conditions. We should not think all the patients who got acute state, they are going to die. They used to live with the intervention of all our Apurva Vidyas. So what they have done, there is a very good descriptions and documentation in our Samhitas. Actually, after advancement of Western system of medicine, this technique of treating this acute state in Ayurveda, slowly it is vanished. So, how we should do? Actually, what happened? When I was not practicing this acute stroke before 22 years back. After starting this hospital, on second day of my opening of hospital, I got a acute stroke. Within 2-3 hours, they came to me, give Ayurveda treatment. I was not aware what to do in Ayurveda. Actually, we used to do all allopathy interventions. At that time, I usually call the allopathic physicians to the hospital to treat, because without knowing we should not treat. I have seen their interventions, and we used to send the patient to Mangalore, 50 km from here, for a CT scanning. CT scanning was not available at Puttur at that time. Then get it done. We diagnose what is the case. Then whatever treatment needed, what they suggest, we used to give with the help of modern physician. After seeing many patients and its outcome in the result, what I have observed is, after giving the treatment also, patient comes to our hospital vertically, they become horizontal. Even after giving the treatment, they used to survive, but they become horizontal. So, my aim is how we can reverse the pathology then and there itself. With the Ayurveda intervention, can we do it? That was my thing. I used to think. I used to refer all the books, Charaka, Sushruta Ayurveda, everything. So I want to discuss these things, how I have developed everything I will tell. First I will tell concepts of Ayurveda. Without this basic concept of Ayurveda, I think we can't practice in Ayurveda. Just translating a modern science into Ayurveda like that, we can't do it. That's what I realized and I practiced it. So what next please? What is stroke usually? Stroke may be hemorrhagic or occlusive, may be infarction by thrombosis or embolism, may present as transient ischemic attack, lacunar infarct or infarction of anterior middle posterior cerebral artery or a hemorrhage. Next please. Evaluation of stroke means patient comes vertically to your hospital. Slowly they go into complete hemiplegia by 48 to 72 hours. So it's all related to area involved, minor and major vessels involved, both in hemorrhage and infarction. Next please. So prognosis according to age, according to area involvement. Younger age, better prognosis. Older age, bad prognosis. And small area, better prognosis. Big area involved, very bad prognosis. What happens in a stroke? A small area, there will be complete occlusion and death of the tissues. Due to death of brain tissue, there will be big area of inflammation. Due to this inflammatory swelling, there is a big area of congestion, reduced blood supply. This one you can't treat, it's already gone. But we can treat this inflammatory swelling in the brain. How much fast and correctly we reduce this inflammation, congestion also reduces. A vertical patient will not become horizontal. But if we treat wrongly, what happens? This increases, inflammation increases, congestion increases. As he is evaluated into hemiplegia, he becomes horizontal. With 48 hours, for 24, 48, 72 hours like that happens. Next please. So resultant presentation, how they present to you in your clinic. They come with the disorientation or unconscious or come with the coma. They come with convulsions also. Weakness in controllable part of the body, that is hemiplegia, or they come with death also. Usually there will be increased blood pressure. Sometimes due to shock there may be decreased blood pressure also. Blood pressure is not criteria for diagnosing a stroke. Next please. So management, in hemorrhage there is no specific treatment. You are treating the condition. Symptomatically you are treating it. Patient outcome cannot be predicted, may recover with the permanent disability or may not recover at all. Next please. In a infarctive stroke, recently, by last 20 years, some thrombolytic drugs are developed. If it is given within 4 hours of attack, patient will recover completely. Or there is a thrombolysis drugs are there. Then after that there is no treatment. We are treating the situation, preventing further addition, later additions drugs and the complications, seizures, electrolyte imbalance, aspiration pneumonia, these are should be treated accordingly. Early passive movement, after stabilization, physiotherapy and rehabilitation. This is the modern intervention. Next please. So a stroke means should not think it occurs only due to infarction hemorrhage. It may occur due to infections, like that also, like tuberculosis, abscess, encephalitis, or a malignant growth or road traffic accident. These are also come to you with the stroke-like presentation, so you should diagnose. The diagnostic thing today is CT scan or MRI scan. You can diagnose what it is proper immediately. So with this modern technological advancement, if you utilize and incorporate into Ayurveda, so immediately you can diagnose the case. Otherwise, in the olden days, they used to take the time to diagnose what type, what it is. Then time goes off, patient's chances of recovery is less. Now, within an hour, patient comes immediately, you do the CT scanning, immediately you can diagnose. If your intervention is fast, you can get better result. This is the value of the advanced technology. If you utilize, incorporate this advanced technology to diagnose, we can give better result. Next please. So how this should be done? We should understand in Ayurveda. So usually people of Ayurveda, what they do is they translate it. Allopathy terms are translated. If infarction is there, you give, like that they give. Instead of giving ecosprin, they give shunti churna like that. But is it Ayurveda? how we should do it. If there is some other symptom is there, give some, instead of paracetamol, you give amritasha, like that. Diagnosis of allopathy only. There is no, diagnosis should be done according to Ayurveda, then we should give Ayurveda treatment. For that, we should understand what is the concept of Ayurveda. So, that is why Charaka said, Hetu linga vishadam jnanam swasthatara parayanam. Patient comes to us with the linga, signs and symptoms. In the context of Pakshagata, they get one-sided weakness, semi-conscious state, unconscious. These are all symptoms. The symptom is same for Ayurveda or allopathy. Don't think Ayurveda different symptom, for allopathy different symptom. Symptom is same, linga is same. We have to analyze hetu according to Ayurveda. So according to allopathy, yes, the diagnosis is infarction, it's hemorrhage, it is infection, like that. That's hetu is diagnosed. According to Ayurveda, how we should diagnose it, what it is. To that hetu, we have to give aushadha. Aushadha for both linga and hetu, what we should give the treatment. That is hetu linga vashan jnana. Trisutram, Sushrutam punyam, pitamaha. This is a basic, a beautiful concept given by Charaka. So, that means you are treating according to karya karana vivechana. Hetu is karana, linga is karya. By vivechana of karya karana vivechana, we have to give aushadha. That is why Charaka said. So, what is the hetu? We cause, in the Western science, everything is analyzed because what I am saying, even Western medicine also have same concept, basic concept. Karya karana vivechana, cause and effect siddhanta. There is no difference between Ayurveda cause and effect siddhanta or Ayurveda. Well, what is the difference? In which logic you are doing? Which logic you are doing karya karana vivechana? In Western science, all the physiology is explained on the basis of biochemical activity of a single cell. That is physiology. By kalartha kramanam yogo hinamithyati matraka, all these causes, there will be derangement of biochemical activity of single cell. That is pathology. To correct the deranged biochemical activity of single cell, you are giving a single molecule drug that acts on target cell, deranged activity is corrected. That is a pharmacology. This is how Western science is developed. In Ayurveda, we can't do same logic. In Ayurveda, what is the logic? Next please. What he says, Sushruta, nasti rogo vinadoshaha, yasmat tasmat vichakshana, anuktamapi doshanam lingaihi, vyadim pacharet. There is no roga without doshas. What is the another meaning of that same shloka? Nasti arogo vinadoshaha. When doshas are in vishamavastha, there will be roga. When doshas are in samavastha, there will be a roga. So, what is second line? Anuktamapi doshanam lingaihi vyadhim pacharet. You see doshanam linga in given vyadhi. Give dosha vyadhi viparita chikitsa. Doshanam linga should analyze in a given vyadhi. Then give the treatment dosha vyadhi viparita chikitsa. What is another meaning? Uktamapi. Even it is told in textbook, you have to see doshanam linga where? Not in textbook, in a patient. Very important thing you should. In textbook, everyone will by heart it. I know, everyone will by heart it. But they don't see in the patient. You see in the patient doshana linga, then give dosha vyadhi parittikitsa. So this is very important concept. Next please. So since this dosha siddhanta is very important, briefly I will discuss about this tridosha siddhanta. So because nowadays not only in Ayurveda college, in the whole Ayurveda community, they are moving away from this dosha siddhanta. That is very bad thing happening. So without this analyzing dosha siddhanta, if you give a treatment according to Ayurveda, that becomes herbopathy. You are giving herbal drug for a modern diagnosis. We call it as herbopathy. Not the concept is allopathy, drug is given Ayurveda. That is just like you are doing a Bharatnatyam for a break dance. You can't imagine that one. Doing a Bharatnatyam for a break dance. So if a basic concept of diagnosis is allopathy, giving herbal drug, that is just like a break dance for a Bharatnatyam for a classical pop music. That should not happen. So, Panchamahabhut Siddhanta, if you see, everyone will understand this Prithvi, Apateja, Vayu, Akasha. With Atma you get a Sharira. This is sufficient. No way there should be doshas. Usually, many of doctors will ask you, Ayurvedic people are always talk about dosas and idlis. What is that? Where you can see dosa in your body? If you open your body, you can't see dosha. Where it is? You can't see. From this Panchamahabhutas, how dosha forms. This is very important, very interesting concept. Next please. So to understand whole our body, if you see its functions, there are three functions are going on. One first function is movement. All the time activities are going on, movement function. Second one is whatever we take the food, that is transformed into another part. It is a transformation. Third one is this transformed all materials are formed into some other materials. So our body is formed. These three functions are going on. Just you analyze it. First function is about movement function. We call it as Vata dosha. Next transformation function we call it as Pitta dosha, and formation function we call it as Kapha dosha. Just we should analyze what it is. What are needed for a movement function? What are needed? Vayu, Prithvi, Appa, Teja, Vayu, Akasha. From these Panchamahabhuta only you get to three dosha. Vayu is not air. Vayu is a moving force. What needed for movement? One is moving force and one is space. Do you think two is sufficient for a movement? You see, for example, I am moving this one. I am moving here. It does not move. Why? That means there is no space. Okay. For movement, space and moving force should be there. Just here I am moving here, does not move. Space is here only, but does not move. Why? No, because movement force should be in the combination of Akasha. Then only movement function occurs. That means it is called as inseparable combination of Vayu and Akasha. That is Samavaya. Samavayi to Apratak Bhavaha. Shat Padarthas, the Karana for all body activity, health is told by Charaka is Dravya Guna Karma Samanya Vishesha Samavaya Etat Karanam Karyam Dhatu Samyam. Dravya Guna Karma everyone understand, Samanya Vishesha everyone understand, but Samavaya Hoy, for formation of dosha itself, there should be Samavaya. Apratak Bhava should be there. When it occurs from birth to death. Movement activity is going on. What is needed? So three materials are needed. One is Vayu and Akasha, that is hardware. Third software is Apratak Bhava, that is software. You can't see, you can experience. I hope you understand. So Vayu and Akasha in inseparable combination, that is a Padartha, that should be there. Otherwise you can't have a movement function. So all movement occurs in the body from birth to death. When death occurs, Samavaya is not there. Panchamahabhuta is there. But there is no movement activity. So Thamavayi to Apratak Bhava should be there. Then comes next function is Pachana. Pachana, transfer. For Pachana what we needed? You take a rice in a bowl. It should be, add water. Then it should be mounted on fire. There should be Apratak Bhava. If you keep your rice here, switch on the stove, it will not boil. To boiling should be kept on the fire. There should be Apratak Bhava of Agni and Jala, then Pachana occurs. So Agni and Jala should be there. So then coming to third function, it's really difficult to understand because Vayu movement everyone understand, Pachana can be understood, but third function is really difficult. That is really difficult to make also. So what happens? All the materials are formed. You take, then Pachana occurs, all the material comes here. It should be arranged in a particular Akriti. Akriti. You see, why I am saying, that should be attached. If you say single cell, it has a cell membrane. Cell membrane has phospholipids. Phospholipids are made up of combination of phosphate, oxygen, carbon. From where it comes? From your food. After digestion, it will transform. This all materials should be attached together. That is why it is known as Shlish Alingane. Shlish Alingane. It needed is Prithvi and Apya Mahabhuta in combination, in separate combination. Then Shlish Alingane occurs, formation occurs. One cell forms, cells attached to get a tissue attached a body in a particular akriti. Shlish Alingane, it forms. If anything derangement occurs in this akriti, these diseases we call as Shleshmaja Vyadhis. Shleshmaja Vyadhis. So, like Arbuda, Galaganda, Granthi, etc., Shleshmaja Vyadhis. Pachana variation, these diseases we call it as Brunashota, Raktapitta, all this comes under Kushta, Visarga, all this comes. If movement variation comes, then we call these function cells Vataja Vyadhi, like Pakshagata, Sandhigata Vata, all these things. Movement variation occurs. This all comes under Vataja Vyadhis. So this is all this understanding for application in a practice. That is why it is there. So next please. Next. Then this Vata Pitta Kapha is there. When it occurs, when there is a living person. In dead person, Prithvi Apteja Vayu Akasha is there. Here also, you can't compare Western science with Ayurveda. For example, in Prithvi Apteja Vayu Akasha, for example, you take a glass of water. What is that? Apya Mahabhuta. Right? According to Western science, it's H2O. Right? Keep that water in a fridge. Still it is H2O, but according to Ayurveda it's Prithvi Mahabhuta. Prithvi Mahabhuta. Keep that water on the stove, it becomes hot water. According to Western science, still it is H2O, but according to Ayurveda it is Agneya Mahabhuta. You are using for Jwara Chikitsa. Still boil it, it becomes a steam, it moves around. According to Western science it is H2O, but according to Ayurveda it is Vayu Mahabhuta. For Rukshana Kriya you are using it. Same Dravya. According to Ayurveda, according to presentation, according to its guna, we call it as Prithvi, Appa, Teja, Vayu. Akasha, nothing is there. So there ends your comparison. You can't compare with the Western science with Ayurveda. So in Ayurveda, everything, how it presents like that, we are understanding this is this. Then we are treating it. In Western science, we are understanding a dravya according to its combination of atoms. That is a difference. There is a difference between understanding according to Western science, according to Ayurveda. So if you are doing a Ayurveda treatment, Ayurveda diagnosis, it should be done according to Ayurveda concept only. That is why it's very important. So, no, previous one. So here, why this from this Prithvi Apteja Vayu Akasha, only you get it in living person, Vata Pitta Kapha will be there. How you can understand presence of a Tridosha in a given person? It can be understood by understanding a computer itself. In computer, what is working? Softwares are working, right? Hardware is there. Where the software resides? In hardware. Okay. In our body, hardwares are there. What is that? Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Meda, Asti, Majja, Shukra, all these hardwares. We can see it, but you can't see doshas. But we can experience it, doshas, by its functions. Just like we are experiencing the software by its function. When this software works in presence of electricity, in our body, software Vata Pitta Kapha works in the presence of Atma. So, in presence of electricity or Atma, this software, three softwares work in a body. So, you can, is it a dravya or not? Software is a dravya or not? But it is, no, it is a dravya because government is collecting crores of taxes on it. We can measure it means it is a dravya. I I hope you understood.
Yes.
It is a dravya. Just like Vata Pitta Kapha is a Sushma dravya, Shakti Swarupi dravya. Next please. So in the Pindana Brahmanda, everything is there. Next please. Now coming to this one, this sloka is very interesting. Samadosh samagya samadhatamala kriyaha prasannatmendriya mana swasthati vidiyati. What do you mean by samadosha? Samadosha means what? You said it is a dravya. Samadosha means what? If I say one pen is there, if one pen is there, if I tell it is sama, sama to what? What is other?
It's not in relation to anything external.
It is samadosha is a ratio word, something should be there. So sama to what? What is that? Vata Pitta Kapha should be sama told. Sama to what? This is very interesting question. It is sama to what then? So how many Vata Pitta Kapha is in our body? I hope you understood this question. This sama to what? What is that prakriti? Sama to what? What is this dosha then? What is Vata Pitta Kapha? This question arises. This is very interesting. For this, what he says, Dvida Vatadaya, Prakritaha, Vaikritascha. There are two types of Vata Pitta Kapha. Don't think only one. Two types of Vata Pitta Kapha is there. One is Prakrita Vata Pitta Kapha and one is Vaikrita Vata Pitta Kapha. Next please, let us analyze. Prakrita Vata Pitta Kapha are causative factors for Saptavidha Prakriti. Three Prakrita Vata Pitta Kapha are causative for formation of body. They does dharana of the body. That is what is called as Three Dhatus. They are this Doshakyanam, this Prakrita Vata Pitta Kapha are Bija Swarupa. These Bija Rupas of for Vaikrita Vata Pitta Kapha, Mumusho Sthana Chananti, they never change from birth to death. When the patient is going to die, then Prakrita Vata Pitta Kapha deranges. When it deranges, it will give some symptoms. It is known as Arishta Lakshana. If Prakrita Vata Pitta Kapha deranges, that is death of the person. Next please. So they do not increase or decrease. They will not change from till the death of a person. When this Bija Swarupa Prakrita Vata Pitta Kapha deranges, that is the death of a person. When this Prakrita Vata Pitta deranges, that causes some Lakshana known as Arishta Lakshana. That's impending death. Sarveshu apicha dehe sannichu Prakrita Ulbadina Vyapadeshaha. Even though all these Vata Pitta Kapha is there in every person, in some person Vata is more, some person Pitta is more, Kapha is more, Vata Pitta, Kapha Pitta. It's all Saptavidha Prakriti. We call that person as Vata Prakriti, Pitta, Kapha Prakriti, Dudosha and Sannipata Prakriti. This is Prakrita, Vata Pitta, Kapha. They never change from birth to death. There is no nourishment for that one. If nourishment is there, it will change. They are Bija Swarupa for Vaikrita, Vata Pitta, Kapha. What is this? Next please. So, actually, how much Vata Pitta Kapha should be there in a given person is decided by permutation combination of percentage of Vata Pitta Kapha in father, mother, Ahar Rasa and Ka. That is decided at the time of birth. So, your health is decided at the time of birth. That is a fixed. Next please, that is a standard. So, actually, this whole concept is based on a geometry. In geometry, in a given circle, if you do a triangle, Vata Pitta Kapha. Next please, if a 46 chromosomes is there, if you make a 46 meter diameter one circle, 600 billion people, 600 billion triangles. Each triangle is different from another. Each triangle is different from one another. Next please. You see, even Vata Prakriti, Vata is more, other two less, Pitta is more, Kapha more, Didosha and Sannipata. This is Prakriti. If you see in a civil engineer's office. You can make what is the area and V plus P plus K. It's the perimeter, how it is. Next, please. If you see what we have seen, next, please. A Sannipata Prakriti will have 687 square meter. 119 is perimeter. Next, please. Ekadoshaja. Next, please. Ekadoshaja will have 46, 521, 110 perimeter. Next, please. You see, it is less. Next, please. In a Dvidoshaja, it is a middle. 621, 116. Next. See, it will vary. Next, please. What in Ashtanga says? Sannipata is Shrestha, Dvidosha is Madhyama, Ekadosha is Nindya. The perimeter is very less in the Ekadosha Prakriti. In Dvidosha it is a middle and Sannipata is Shrestha. All perimeters heavy. It's using universal heavy. Full. Next, please. So each person, it's all this concept of Dvidosha based on this mathematical geometry. That is why it is Anadi and Anantya. Even 1 lakh year back or 1 lakh year after also, this concept will never change. That is the beauty of Ayurveda. On basis of this mathematical concept, since Ayurveda is developed by our ancestors, Ayurveda is a never-ending science. So always, if you are treating according to Ayurveda means, you should utilize this concept of Tridosha Siddhanta in the diagnosis and management. You can utilize all modern advanced technology, but we should not lose this basic concept. Next, please. Then naturally you will have query, what is Vaikruta Vata Pitta Kapha? Vaikruta Vata Pitta Kapha is Vaikrutastu Garbha Devinasa Ahara Mala Sambhavanti. Mother takes food, they goes to Garbha, there Pachana occurs. Then Malaswarupa, Kapha Pitta Vata forms. Vaikruta Vata. How much it should form? It should be formed up to the extent of Prakrita Vata Pitta Kapha. After birth, te khaladi vashena swapraman ruddhikshe yoga deham anugrihya dushayanti cha. After birth, you take the food in the Madhura Vipaka Kapha forms, in Amla Vipaka Pitta forms, in Katu Vipaka Vata forms. How much it should form? It should form up to the extent of Prakrita Vata Pitta Kapha. Swapramana. Swapramana is Deham Anugrihya. Does all the functions in the body. Ruddhiksha Yoga. Increase or decreased. Dushayanti cha. Does all the disease. So, health means V plus P plus K equals to V1 plus P1 plus K1. So that is Samadosha. I hope you understood. Next, please. It's a mathematics. Madhura Vipaka Kapha Vitam. If VPK is Prakrita Vata Vita Kapha, P1, P1, K1 is Vaikruta Vata Vita Kapha, it should be equal. Next, please. That is a health. Then there is some derangements. That's a physiological variations. Which one? Vaikruta Vata Vita Kapha. That is Vayoh Ratranta Bhaktanam Teyanta Madhyadiga Kramat. Because if you can say any person is healthy, practical, but theoretical person, no person is healthy at any given time. Morning Kapha is more, Madhyana Pitta is more, evening Vata is more, in night, after food, every time there is a change. Balya Kapha is more, Madhyama Pitta is more, Ruddha is Vayu is more. Which one? Vaikruta Vata Pitta Kapha. Prakrita Vata Pitta Kapha will never change. That is the standard, fixed. So your standard of health is decided at the time of birth itself. A Samadosha Prakriti person is Shrestha Arogyavanta person, whereas a Ekadosha Prakriti, he will have least healthy person. Your health is decided at the time of birth itself. Next, please. Kalartha Karmana Yoga Hinamithyathi Matra. By Kalartha Karma, Rogastu Dosha Vaishyamyam, Doshamyam Arogata. This V1 plus P1 plus K1 deranges. Next, please. Next. Pranarthakam yoga, Vruddhi Kshaya yoga, to increase or decrease, that causes the disease. So as a physician, what is our work? If it is increased, reduce, if it is decrease, increase. Sarvada sarvam samanyam vruddhi karanam hasayeta visheshascha. That is samanya vishesha siddhanta. Dravya guna karma samanya vishesha and samavaya etat karanam. So by that you are actually a physician's work is a mathematician's work. Either you are deducting or you are adding. That is what we are doing our whole life. Next please. So that is why as a physician, when a patient comes to you, three Vida Bodha should be there. Number one is Vikara Prakriti. Second one is Adhisthana Vishesha. Third one is Samuthana Vishesha. Samuthana Vishesha is from how dosha prakopa has happened, how disease formed. Adhisthana Vishesha, where is the Sana Samshaya? In which place? Third one is Vikara Prakriti. These two things we can utilize all modern diagnostic technology. Two things. But Vikara Prakriti should be diagnosed by Ayurveda physician only, by Ayurveda concepts. So without utilizing this one, if you use only two, you can't treat him properly. That becomes Herbopathy, not Ayurveda. Okay, next please. So that is why Charaka says, Hetu Sthana Vishesha Bhavet Roga Vishesha. Number one is Hetu Vishesha, second one is Sthana Vishesha. According to Hetu Vishesha, also you should diagnose what is the Vyadhi. According to Sthana Vishesha, one is Samuthana Vishesha, second one is Adhisthana Vishesha. Like that, there will be different diseases. Like that, that is a differential diagnosis should be done according to Hetu Vishesha, according to Sthana Vishesha. Only Sthana Vishesha, one is where is the place of the disease. If a Prakupita Vata gets Sansamshaya at Girdras, you get Girdras is nine. Prakupita Vata gets Sansamshaya, Tidyagatha, Urdu, you get Pakshagata. Prakupita Vata gets Sansamshaya at Sandhi, you get Sandhyastigata. That is Adhisthana Vishesha, according to the ages. Yatha Dushtena Doshena, how this dosha prakopa occurs, Avaranata Dhatukshaya, that is Hetu Vishesha. So by both means you should diagnose and give specific treatment. For Adhisthana Vishesha also you have a treatment. For Hetu Vishesha also you have a treatment. Only Adhisthana Vishesha treatment is not sufficient. Only Hetu Vishesha treatment is not sufficient. Both should be analyzed and give a specific treatment. Next please. So coming to Sthana Vishesha, especially the concept of this Pakshagata. What is Sthana Vishesha is the symptoms as a Pakshagata, loss of speed, loss of sensation of pain and weakness in one part of the body. That we call it as Pakshagata. Next this, how this occurs, where is Adhisthana Vishesha, what is this? Adhogam Tigyagah Damani Ududehagah Yada Prakupitotyartham Matarishwa. You see, Prakupita Matarishwa, Prakupita Matadosha gets Sansamshaya at Tidyagadamani Urdudehaga, somewhere in the body Urdudehaga, then Anyatara Sandhi Bandharka unity Pakshagata. So any the Sthana Vishesha Tidyagadamani Urdudehaga, a Prakupita Matarisha, Prakupita Vatadosha. Next please. Like that, Akshepaka can also occurs. If according to Sthana Vishesha, again and again Sansamshaya releases, that will be Akshepaka. Akshepaka should not think only severe convulsion should be there. No, slight movement variations will be there. That is also Akshepaka. That can happen. Next please. So how many types of Pakshagata is there? How many types of Pakshagata is there in Ayurveda? You know? Two types. What is that? You see, if you see this sloka, he says, Shuddha Vatatam Paksham Krita Sadhyatamam Viduhu Sadhyam Anyasa Srishtam Asadhyam Kshaya Hetukam. See, when I was treating initial years of my practice, I had same question. This sloka. See what he said, Shuddha Vatahata Pakshagata is Kritra Sadhya, Kshaya Hetuka is Asadhya. Third one is Samsrishtam Sulabha Sadhya he told. When our Acharya said a disease is Sulabha Sadhya, we should treat it. Why we should refer? We should give more allopathy intervention. Right? I hope you understood. Then we have to understand what is Anya Dosha Samsrishta means what? This question. Because it is a Sulabha Sadhya said. What is that? Well, let us analyze. Actually, this Pakshagata is, next please. Actually, it becomes 5 types. Anya Dosha Samsrishta means one is Kevala Vataja, Krita Sadhya. Pitta Samanvita, Kapha Samanvita, both Pitta Kapha Samanvita. It becomes 3 types. And 5th one is Kshayaja. Here again question arises, what is the difference between Kshayajanya Pakshagata and Kevala Vataja? Because by Dhatu Kshaya only Vata Prakopa occurs. Then Jayajata says here, Balavat Vigrahati Viruddha Ahara Vihara Krita Dhatu Kshayaja Pakshagata is Kevala Vataja, whereas Rakta Atisruti Janya Shonita Atisruti Janya Pakshagata is Asadhya. Shonita Atisruti means what? We usually think that it may be hemorrhagic stroke. At the time of Sushruta, there was no CT scan to understand there is a hemorrhage inside. So that means that is not a Rakta Srutijanya. What is at that time, there was war was going on, cutting of the body. There will be heavy bleeding. Due to heavy bleeding, patient goes into CVA state. Semi-conscious, unconscious to one side body goes, patient goes into sannyasa, then death occurs. Even today also a road traffic accident occurs. At that time Yuddha was going on, war was going on, now accident is going on equally. So that within our golden time, the patient you can make him survive. So there will be severe bleeding, patient goes into Paksha, Tirayadam, Urdhva Deha, whole brain there will be degeneration, patient may die. That is Rakta Ati Srutijanya Paksha. That is Asadhya, he said. Even today also, after 1 hour it is Asadhya. Before that, if patient survives, patient may survive. So, whereas other Pakshagatas, he told, it is Sulabha Sadhya, then we should treat. So, how to diagnose it? Pitta Samanvaya, Kapha Samanvaya. Is there any reference? Then he said, next please, what he said? Damsantapa murcha syomayo pitta samanvite shaitya shota gurutvani tasminneva kaphavate. If a patient of a stroke comes you in the state of murcha, daha, santapa, that indicates the patient of stroke occurs due to pitta samanvaya. A shaitya shota gurutva, heaviness, numbness is there. If such a patient comes, a stroke comes, patient with the Pakshagata patient comes with these symptoms, that is Kapha Samanvaya. If you see in the ICU, if you work, most of the patient comes with these symptoms. They come with semi-conscious or unconscious or coma, or there will be santapa, there may be heaviness. If there is unconscious patient will tell there is heaviness and numbness. Is Kapha Samanvita or Pitta Samanvaya. Then that is Sulabha Sadhya in Ayurveda. Why we should refer? Sulabha Sadhya. Why you should? I think you understood. We should treat. I hope you understood. So we can treat. So that is why on that basis I started my practice doing this acute stroke intervention with Ayurveda. When he said it is Sulabha Sadhya, we should intervene. So what I have done, I will tell you. Next please. So when you coming to this one, patient comes with semi-conscious state, mother state, they will have a different symptomatology. It is not safe. Again there you have to do Vata Pitta Kapha. Again Amshamsha Kalpan we should do. It is Pitta Samanvaya. In that Pitta Samanvaya and the semi-conscious state, let's say mother state, there will be Vata Pitta Kapha. Differentiation is there. If Sakta Analpa Drutabhasham Askhalita Cheshtam, irrelevant speech, irrelevant movement is there, that is Vata Kevala Vataja. If it is Pitta Krodha Parusha Bhashyam, some patients hit on you, spit on you, have redness in eyes, all this comes with the semi-conscious state, that is Pitta Samanvaya. In the Kapha Samanvaya there will be Swalpa Asambadha Vachana. If you talk, he tells something else. Asambadha Vachana. Swalpa, talk, or you will not talk at all. Asambadha Vachana. That means it is a Kapha Samanvaya. Or mixed symptoms may be there. Dvidoshaja or Sannipata symptom may be there. All mixed symptoms. You should diagnose specifically, then you have to select the drug. The drug should be selected according to dosha. Protocol all according to Vyadi, but according to that dosha environment, you have to select a drug. That is why it's very important. When a patient comes, you should diagnose, dosha diagnosis, very important there, amshamsha kalpana. Otherwise, you can't give specific treatment. A pitta samanvaya, you are taking same drug for a nasya or anything, you are giving Krishna drug for everyone. Patient may die, patient go to balcony. So you have to diagnose it specifically, then give a specific treatment. It's very important. Next, please. So, when the patient comes with a murcha avastha or madha avastha, why it occurs? Rasa rakta samjna srotas gets avarana by tamo dosha, you get murcha, madha, sannyasa. So, this madha, murcha, sannyasa, yatoktam baladikyam, hetu lingo upashantishu. Madha is mild, murcha is middle, sannyasa is very severe. This what the presentation will be there. Then you have to diagnose specifically and give a specific treatment. Next, please. So, I think till now I have explained to you sthana vishesha. Then coming to hetu vishesha. Next, please. Hetu vishesha means yatha dushtena doshena. He has told prakupita matarishva gets answered like yatha matarishva prakopa. That is hetu vishesha. That we have to analyze again. So, यथा दुष्टेन यथा चामसं निवृत्ति राम्यस्यासौ संप्राप्ति जाति रागति यथा दुष्टेन दोषेण यथा परिसर्पण where संशय. These two things you understood. यथा दुष्टेन दोषेण we have to understand. In this context of pakshagata, it is vata dosha. Vata dosha यथा दुष्टेन. Next, please. See, vayo dhatu kshet kopo margasya avaranena cha. Cha is very important here. One is by dhatu kshaya, by ahara vihara, all these things, katu vipaka occurs, you get dhatu kshaya occurs, dhatu kshaya vata prakopa, that's one. Second one is marga avarana. Marga avarana, vata prakopa occurs. Then third comes cha. Cha means dhatu kshaya due to marga avarana. So everything we should analyze in a given patient. Next, please. Now let us analyze it. By ruksha shita vruddha ahara viharas, dhatu kshaya occurs, vata prakopa, gets samshaya, we get a vyakta of a disease, any disease, not only about pakshagata, any disease. Next, please. Then margavarana. Margavarana can occur because vayu is a moving entity. A moving entity can get blocked by any stable entities in our body, or except vayu, all other stable entities like kapha, pitta, rakta, mamsa, meda, asti, majja, shukra, vit, anna, mutra. Kapha, pitta is in a molecular level. Rakta, mamsa, meda, asti, majja, shukra in a tissue level. Anna, mutra and vit is in a macro level. Anywhere movement of vayu can be blocked. This prakupita vata gets samshaya, you get a disease. A molecular level avarana, it is sarvadehika vyadhi. That is a kapha pitta vata sarvadeha anusanchari. A kapha pitta avrata usually get a madhumeha. Can you say one hand madhumeha, another no madhumeha? It is a sarvadehika. Total it occurs. A kapha pitta avrata vyadhi will be sarvadehika. Whereas rakta mamsa meda asti majja shukra is all over, anywhere in the body it can happen. Not all over. These two are all over, these two are anywhere. Whereas especially rakta avrata vata, it is ekadeshaja. Anywhere it can happen. From head to toe, anywhere it can happen, but it is a ekadeshaja. So next, please. Like this prakupita vata gets samshaya, you get amashayagata, pakvashayagata, sandhigata, koshtagata, marmagata, like that. Different vata vyadhis are told. You should analyze for everywhere, whichever needed, that cause. That is the cause, hetu, this is sthana. This is hetu, this is sthana. Whichever needed, you have to analyze in a given patient. Next, please. Then comes cha. Initially, avarana symptoms are more, dhatu kshaya symptoms are less. As time passed on, next please, avarana symptom comes down, dhatu kshaya symptoms takes over. See, initially a heavy person comes with the madhumeha, avarana vata prakopa. If you don't treat him, what happens? Slowly he become lean and thin. Avarana will be converted into dhatu kshaya. Or a gridrasya or pakshagata patients. One hand and this one, movement is less, but dhatu kshaya has not happened. But after some time, he becomes a Dhatu, degeneration occurs. Why? Cha, due to Avaranat, Dhatuksha. Sarvadeka Dhatuksha is not there. Ekadesha, that is Cha. That's the importance of Cha. That is Avastha Vashen Chikitsam Kuryat. If a patient comes in initial state, you do Avaranahara Chikitsa. If a patient comes after 6 months, comes in the Dhatuksha state, you should do Brahmana Chikitsa. So Karshana or Brahmana should be given according to presentation. The patient may come with 90% or 10% Dhatuksha, 50% or 51% Dhatuksha, 10% or 90% Dhatuksha. You can't give same treatment for everybody. So a physician should understand in which state he comes. Avastha should diagnose and give a treatment. Next please. Then these are all mathematics, okay? This mathematics over. Now you are in a clinic. Patient comes to you. You should diagnose, is it Pittavarana or Kaphavarana? Then he says these symptoms. If Pittavarana is there, Daha Trishna Shulam Brahmastamaha Katvadvipashayodikaha Shitakanta. These are one Shula is Vata symptom, other Pitta symptoms. Here Shaitya Shota Gurutvan. Shula is Kapha symptom, other Kapha symptoms will be there. Next please. Then comes the Raktavarta. Oh, I said it is Ekadesha. You see here very clearly it is Raktavarti Daha Arti Tvakvam Santarajo Brisham Bhave Saraga Shvayatu Jayante Mandalanicha. Mandalani Shvayatu means it is Ekadesha. All over body is not possible at all. Anywhere in the body it can happen. This is Ekadesha. Mandalani Shvayatu, Pragha, redness. Arti in between Pak and Mamsa. What do you mean by that? Shula in between Pak and Mamsa means. Do you think any patient comes to you tell my pain is in between my skin and Mamsa? You not tell. I hope you understood. This query occurs. So for that, Sushruta used word Sparshadvesha. Sparshadvesha is tenderness. If you see all textbooks, Samhitas, in our Granthas, this sign, tenderness sign, Sparshadvesha sign, occurs only due to Raktavarana Vata, not any other cause. If a patient comes, it becomes easy now. If a patient comes to you, if you touch him, he feels pain. That means it occurs with Raktavarana Vata. Important understanding. So you can diagnose like that. Is occurred due to this one. To understand this one, next please. So it's very interesting is why it's very interesting to understand this one. Vayu and Rakta both are moving in the body. One moving entity should block another moving entity. How it occurs? See, Rakta, if you compare Vayu and Rakta, Vayu is Sukshma and Chala, whereas Rakta is Sara and Drava. If you compare Vayu and Rakta, Vayu is Sukshma than Rakta, Rakta is Sthula than Vayu. Both are moving. One should block another. Vayu can't block Rakta. Rakta blocks Vayu. It can be understood by a simile of a traffic. In the traffic, all the vehicles are going. Heavy vehicles, lorry, bus, small vehicles, bike, scooters are going on. If anywhere one road is damaged or one lorry is damaged, it stops. Then again, next bike, car, scooter comes, it negotiates. But the next lorry comes, it will not go. So 3-4 lorries comes there, traffic jam occurs, then your bike scooter also will not go. So first Rakta stops, then Rakta itself blocks the movement of Vayu. There will be accumulation of vehicles, Mandalani Shayatu. Heated exchange between drivers, Daha, redness in eyes of drivers, Raga, pain, tenderness, everything occurs. It's a traffic jam. That's a Raktavarana, Vata Prakopa, Mandalani Shayatu occurs. So immediately if you rectify that avarana, becomes all right. That roadblock removed. If you don't remove it, what happens? From there, information goes to city center. In our body is the hypothalamus. In turn, the whole body temperature increases. Whole city's temperature increases. That is Santapa occurs. Raktavarana Santapa occurs. Jvara occurs. This is what happens in this condition. These 5 signs and symptoms like Daha, Raga, Shota, Shula, Sparshodesha is nothing but sign symptoms of inflammation resolving according to modern system of medicine. Here you can have a comparison. This is only one area where you can have a comparison. A patient of inflammatory swelling comes, diagnose it immediately, you can think it occurs due to Raktavarana. inflammation. But for Ayurveda, that Runashota is in which dosha involved for Rakta Dushti, like that the symptoms and its treatment will be there. That's why dosha comes here. So to happen this, there should be Rakta Dushti. Next please. So there are in Vidhi Shoniti Adhyaya of Charaka, he said this famous sloka, it's a beautiful sloka. See, here one question arises usually. What is the question? See, Vayu is a dosha, Shakti Swarupita. Rakta is a dhatu. How a dhatu can block Vayu? Dhatu does not have, Shakti comes from doshas only. How a Rakta blocks Vayu? Right, this question is. To that he says, first Rakta Dushti should occur by doshas only. By Ahara Viharas, dosha Rakta Dushti occurs first. This Dushita Rakta can block Vayu. That dosha will be there for Dushita Rakta. That can only block the Vayu. If we healthy Rakta, it will not block Vayu, it should block. That is why a lorry, damaged lorry only can block the traffic. A healthy lorry, it moves on, nothing will happen. Like that, that dushana should be occur by doshas only, by ahara vihara. That if you see this Rakta Dushti Karanas, Pradushtaba Tikshna Advidlavana Kshare Amla. This is first line is Pitta Swarup Rakta Dushti Karana. Second and third is Kulatam Nishpajan Kapha Swarup Rakta Dushti Karana. Viruddha ahara vihara, all these things, Vata Swarup Rakta Dushti Karana. And Abhigata, injury also Rakta Dushti Karana. So one is Kapha Swarupa, Pitta Swarupa, Vata Rakta Dushti. This Dushita Rakta can block the movement of Vayu, get a inflammatory swelling. So Kapha Pitta Swarupa Rakta Dushti Karana will have Rakta Vata, that will have Pitta Vata Lakshana. Kapha Rakta Dushti Karana will have Kapha Vata Lakshana. Kapha with both Rakta Dushti, Kapha Pitta and Vata Lakshana. Kevala Vata Rakta Dushti and Rakta Vata, Kevala Vata Lakshana will be there. So according to Abhigata also, all three doshas can involve, only Pitta can involve. And is there any other cause for Rakta Dushti in our Granthas? Next please. Next. You see? Raktadishtrajan prayan vikaran janayanti te. Which one? Raktaja krimis. Infections. Who said? I have not said. Sushruta said it. Charaka said it. He said, any infection also can, that sukshma hanama infection also cause Rakta Dushti, Rakta Varnavata Prakopa, leading to different diseases. One is Krimi, second one is Abhigata, third one is Ahara Vihara. These three can cause Rakta Dushti, Rakta Varnavata Prakopa, which leads to different diseases. It can happen. So these all things we should analyze. Next please. So by it is clear now Rakta Varnavata Prakopa leads to Runashota, Mandalanashvata Runashota, which can occur anywhere in the body. Tvakmam Sirasnayu Sandhi Asti Marma Koshta. In the context of Pakshagata it occurs Shiro Marma. In the Gridrasi Snayu. Different diseases, Sandhyasti or Sandhi, anywhere it can happen in Koshta. So when it occurs, while treating such cases, if it is Abhigata, Shalya Chikitsa should be done. And Shamana Chikitsa, Rakta Prasadana Chikitsa, Rakta Jama Pachana Chikitsa. Dosha Dushti, Dosha Ama Pachana Chikitsa. In the Vata Rakta, Ama Vata, all these things, Dosha Rakta Dushti. Krimi Rakta Dushti, then what should be your treatment? If for example, a tubercular nodule occurs in brain, let a Pakshagata. It's a krimi, Rakta Dushti Rakta leading to Pakshagata. I hope you understood. A road traffic accident, injury, or Ahara Vihara by infarction or hemorrhage. It can Ahara Vihara. Rakta Dushti. By taking alcohol, smoking, all these things, Rakta Dushti, maybe hemorrhage or infarction you can have. But symptoms, according to symptom, you have to see which dosha swarup. This all can happen. You should diagnose what it is beforehand, then we should give specific treatment. Nidana Parivarjana and treatment. Nidana Parivarjana is very important. So, what should be your treatment? Krimi Chikitsa. What is Krimi Chikitsa? Next please. Previous one. So, what is Krimi Chikitsa? Krimi Chikitsa. One is Nidana Parivarjana. Second one is Apakarshana. Apakarshana means what? What Apakarshana means? Apakarshana means? Panchakarma Chikitsa comes under Apakarshana Chikitsa. And third one is Prakriti Vighata Chikitsa. What do you mean by Prakriti Vighata Chikitsa? You see, I have a Prakriti. If my Prakriti Vighata done, what happens? Death comes. Like that Krimi's Prakriti is there. Krimi also has devotion. Prakriti will be there. Some krimis may be Vata Pradhana, Pitta Kapha Pradhana. Like that, your resultant Vyadhi in that krimi, you will have that symptoms. For example, typhoid have biphasic fever, Kapha Pitta Lakshana. It may be Kapha Pitta Prakriti krimis. I hope you understood. It's no, not environment. You are killing the krimi. It's Prakriti should be deranged. It means it's a death of the krimi. So before advancement of microscope, this is done by Anumana Pramana. After advancement of microscope, you are diagnosing which krimi is involved, right? After that, in Western science, they have developed many drugs to kill that krimi, like antibiotics. That's Hetu Viruddha Chikitsa. In Ayurveda, there are many drugs are there. What is Surasadigana, Nimba, Aragvadadikashaya, Tulasi, these are many Arka Adigana, these are drugs are Krimi Prakritigata Dravyas. And Gomutra is there. And Ksharodaka is there. I think you are all using Ksharodaka daily. You are using or not? Soap you are using. That is nothing but Ksharodaka. That kills the Krimi. Everyone is using it. That is a Ksharodaka, kills the Krimi. So these are the treatment told in Ayurveda for Krimi. So whichever needed, if a patient comes with tuberculosis or other infections, we have to kill the krimi because that is Hetu Viruddha Chikitsa. Instead of Ayurveda, definite treatment is not there. In Western science, such treatment is there. We should refer such cases. Only dosha surrakti is there. Such things we can treat. We should understand why it happens beforehand when a patient comes to you with this stroke. That is why I am discussing all these things. I hope you understand. Next please. So coming to this one, specifically, there will be a Margavarana concept is there in Charaka. Next please. It's a rasa. Usually many of them ask me, there is a Rakta Avarana is there, why there is no Rasa Avarana? Rasa Avarana is not there. Rasa was Srotasya, get Srota Roda by Kapha Pitta Prabhupitta Sthana Samshaya. You get this one. That's what he said. Next please. Kapha Pitta, next previous one. Kapha Pitta Ordastu Maruto Rasamurchitaha Hridistha Krute Shulam Ukshvasrodakam Sa Rukshulam Iti Kshato Rasamaruta Sambhavaha. In the Kapha Pitta Swarupa Dushita Avrupajanya Maruta gets Sasamshaya at Rasamsrotas, you get a Margavarna so that there will be Rudroga occurs. Same thing can happen anywhere in Rasamsrotas, especially in Burgess disease, like arterial block or in a brain arterial block, embolism. So occurs due to Kapha Pitta or Dastu Maruta. That's a Sasamshaya. Next please. That is why I am saying, this is why what he said, Avrta Margatva Deva Shesho Dhatavo Napyayante, there will be no portion of next Dhatus. Prameya Vidaka, Jwara, Bhagandara, Vidradi, Vata Vikaranam Apyayante. Vata Vikara occurs due to that. When in the Rasava Srotas get Margavarana, you get these diseases. All Vata Vikaras, especially Pakshagata, Akshepaka, all these things can occur due to this one, my Margavarana. When the Margavarana occurs, there will be Sroto Rodh occurs. In resultant, there will be Rakta Dushti, Rakta you get it. All these symptoms will occur. This is what told in Sushruta. Very nicely he is told. Prameya Vidaka, diabetic gangrene, foot gangrene, everything can occur. Prameya Vidaka, Bhagandara, Vidradi, all inflammatory symptoms can occur. Then there is a reduced blood supply in a given area, arterial block. Next please. Next. So here in a Runa Chikitsa Sthana of Charaka, there also he said, Runas Upadrava is a Pakshagata. Runas Upadrava is a Pakshagata. Runa Shodas. These are all these many, this is all told. Upadrava is Pakshagata and Akshepaka. Both are told. Akshepaka and Pakshagata. Apatanaka is Akshepaka. Next please. So now we have understood Yatha Dushti and Doshi. Kapha Pitta Ordastu Maruta Sambhava and Vata Prakopa occurs. or Raktavarnat Vata Prakopa gets assimilated. Since it occurs at a particular area, Tidegadam Urdu Dehega, Ekadesha means it should be always Raktavarna Vata Prakopa, getting Runashota. That resultant with the different whatever. Here you get Akshepaka or Pakshagata can occur. Next please. So patient presented with the Madha Mur Sannyasa along with the Akshepa and Pakshagata. The cause of Raktadushti should be elicited. Is it by Krimi, Ahara Vihara or Abhigata? Then Chikitsa should be analyzed. If it is Abhigata, Shadya Chikitsa. If it is Doshaja Raktadushti, Dosha Amapachana. What I have seen, this stroke occurring due to hemorrhage or infarction is always occurs due to Doshaja Raktadushti. Or road traffic accident can happen, Abhigata, or Krimi can happen. This is Doshaja Raktadushti because it occurs inside. At the time of Sushruta, there was no CT scan. It occurs due to Doshaja Raktadushti Raktavana Vata. Which dosha? By seeing the signs and symptoms you have to analyze. Next please. So next. So how it should be treated? Now we are analyzing about the treatment aspect. A Pitta Vata is there, first Pitta should be treated, then Vata. If Kapha Vata is there, first Kapha, then Vata should be. Kapha, Pitta, Vata, all three involved. First Pitta should be treated, then Kapha, then Vata should be treated. In the cases of stroke, we can see all three doshas are involved. Patient comes with the convulsions, semi-conscious, numbness, heaviness, everything. All three doshas involved. Then we have to analyze which dosha is there. So specifically, since patient comes with the Madha Morcha is there, let's say Pitta Samanvaya, Pitta Chikitsa should be treated. Now let us analyze the treatment. First, since patient comes with Murcha, what is Murcha Chikitsa? Next please, you see, next. Seka Banayasara, Shita Pradaya Vajananishta, Shita Pana, Shita Parisheka, Shita Vagaha, Shitala Chikitsa, Pipet Kashan Ganda, Pitta Jara Hara Kashayas. Next please. Kurjanasavardam Kshiram Vipechati Manushinam Murcha Prasaktam Shiro Vireka Jayada Vikshna Vamanishya Tikshni. Tikshna Shiro Virechana Tikshna Vamana should be given. Now question arises. What is the question? It's a Pitta Pradhana Asta. How you are giving Tikshna Shiro Virechana Tikshna Vamana? Is it not wrong? This question arises. Next please. Even this question arises to Dallan also. What he said? Yadyapi sarvamurchayam pittam pradhanam dishne nasya ovane nayukta. This one correct. Then he says, tathapi sabjyaha sroto nirodha shanti kratva vyadi pratyanekatva hite evacha. Since vyadi is a samo avarana is there, as vyadi pratyanika, you can give tikshna mana, tikshna nasya. As already you have done Pittahara Chikitsa by Shitala Dhara, Shita Parisheka, all these things. That means he says Dosha Vyadi Viparachiksa. As Dosha Viruddha you have done Shita Parisheka, Shita Alepa, Shita Parisheka, all these. Then you do Tikshna Nasya as a Vyadi Viruddha. So it becomes Dosha Vyadi Viparita Chikitsa. Then patient gets away. Otherwise, usually Nasya means you give Abhyanga, Sweda and Nasya. In such cases, if you do Abhyanga, Sweda and Tikshna Nasya, what happens? Patient goes to balcony immediately. So in that state, you do decrease the temperature and give the Tikshna Nasya. I hope you understood. It's very interesting thing. Next please. Prabhuta Samjha. Then you give Lagu Patya Jirna Bhukti Bhojana. Next please. Next. Siddha Madhuvarga Kshira Kashaya Harita Kekvata Krita Grutas should be given. Next please. Narike Lambu Samashakara Shatavari Balamula Kshira Kashaya and Etasum Juragnani Kashayani. If it is Vata Surupa Pradana, Vata Jura Chikitsa, Pitta Pradana, Pitta Jura Chikitsa, Kapha Jura Chikitsa, according to which dosha is known. Like that you give treatment afterwards. This one I have discussed Murcha, not Pakshagata. Now we are discussing Pakshagata as a Vyadhi. Next please. In Pakshagata, next please. Pakshagate Tatra Prageva Sneha Svedopavandam Mruduna Shodhanena Shamtodhya Anuvasya Astapya. Same thing told in Charaka also. स्नेहन स्वेदन करके मृदु शोधन you do and anuvasana basti niruva basti you should give this what we know. Then comes this very beautiful word yatha kalam akshepaka vidhanena upacharet. That means what? Yatha kalam akshepaka vidhanena upacharet means if a patient of pakshagata comes in state of akshepaka, what you have to do? Not pakshagata chikitsa. Akshepaka chikitsa should be done, not pakshagata chikitsa. Then what is akshepaka chikitsa? If you see in a stroke patient, an acute patient comes to your ICU, usually they have akshepaka. Slight movement of eyes, all these things. I think you can observe acute stroke. They have slight akshepaka. That means akshepaka only. Then you should not treat this pakshagata. Abhyanga, sweda, mrudu, shodana. Snehana, swedana, mrudu, shodana told. Should not do like that. You should give akshepaka chikitsa. What is akshepaka chikitsa? Next please, let us analyze akshepaka chikitsa. We have analyzed murcha and pakshagata. We are analyzing akshepaka chikitsa. Tatra prageva snehabhyaktam siddham avapidane tikshneena upakrameta shirashuddhyartam. Shirashuddhyarta tikshna avapidanasya you have to give. Okay. After that, next please. After that, next. Anantaram vidari gandhadikvatham mamsa rasakshera dadipakvam sarpi achancha paye nati matram vayuh prasarayati. Acha sarpipana should be done. What is acha sarpipana means? Without mixing anything, you give sarpi should be given. So that vayu prasarana to shaka will stop. Akshepaka will stop. Now how much sarpi should be given? It is not written there. How much sarpi should be given? This question arises. Then, if you refer the Snehana Adhyaya, there he says, if a patient of Murcha or Unmada or Sarpavisha, a patient comes with Mada, what he says, you give Prabhuta Matra Snehapana. Prabhuta Matra means in 24 hours, how much sneha can be digested, that much snehapana should be given immediately. After nasya, get awake and give prabhuta matra snehapana. What I give about 240 to 300 ml grita pana immediately. Which, if it is for our patient, they come with either kapha sambandhita or pitta sambandhita. Which grita? That is why this your diagnosis is very important at first. If it is vataja mada, give Kalyanaka Grita. If it is Pittaja, give Mahatikta Grita. It contains Amalakiswarasa. If it is Kafaja Mada, give Panchagavya Grita. Like that, each Grita should be given. That becomes very important. Otherwise, patient will not survive. Grita should be given according to dosha. So, diagnosis. Nasya also according to dosha. I will tell later. Next, please. Acha, that's fine. Then you give Parisheka, Abhyanga, Sweda, etc. Next, please. Go for next. Next. Then abhuktavatam pitam amlam dadi amla dadi with maricha vacha yukta you should give. Vegantar havapidam dadhya. Next please. Sneha virechana. After that sneha virechana astapana anuvata dasha ratra huta vega upakrameta. Like that 10 nights you should treat for his akshepaka to go. After that anantaram next please. Anantaram vata chikitsa. Previous one. Anantaram vata chikitsa. That is pakshagata chikitsa should be given only afterwards. I hope you understood. First you are giving akshepaka, then you go for pakshagata chikitsa. Then etat shuddha vata patanaka vidam muktam samsrishte samsrishtam kartavyam. Abhi mushkil. This is shuddha vata, kevala vata chikitsa. Samsrishte samsrishtam kartavyam. What do you mean by that? There is no meaning. The patient samsrishte samsrishtam kartavyam. You can tell the patient samsrishte kartavyam. For that, Jejata says, next please, what he says next to Samsushte, Pitta Kafaram Samsushtam, Tadeva Kartavyam, the dull answer. Jejatastu, Samsushte, Vatarakta Chikisam, Kuryaditi. What he says? Vatarakta Chikisa should be given. The drugs of Vatarakta Chikisa should be given. Abhi Vatarakta Chikisa dekhna padega. We have seen all the Chikisa, still there is no end. Now we have to see Vatarakta Chikitsa. If you see the Vatarakta Chikitsa, there is Vataja Vatarakta Chikitsa is different, Pittaja Vatarakta Chikitsa is different, Kaphaja Vatarakta Chikitsa is different, Sannipata Vatarakta Chikitsa is different. Since it is Pitta Pradhana, you have to see what is Pittaja Vatarakta Chikitsa. Next please. What is that? Pitta Prabalam, same Shatavari Kashaya, Shatavari Madhu Kashaya, Shivuji Kashaya, Pitta Jwarahara Chikitsa, Chandanadi Kashaya. Next please. Shatadauta Gruta Alepa. All Shitala Chikitsa, Shita Paniya, whatever you said for Murcha, same he has told. Next please. So with this Rakta or Vata, you can consider it as Vata Rakta. Vata Shonitiki Chikitsa, that's also there, that concept also. If it is a Shonita or Vata means Vata Rakta Chikitsa. Next please. So with all above analysis, it is clear that Pittaja Vatarakta, that Shita Parisheka, Shita Alepa, Shita Madura Kashaya, Pitta Jwarahara Chikitsa, Madura Tikta Grutas, same treatment told Pitta Samsargaja Akshepa Chikitsa. In addition to this, Natsa is taken according to Sthana of the disease. Same line of treatment told for Madha Murti Sannyasa also. Next please. So that is why this famous sloka of Prasava Isheshika Sutra. Idam eva pradhanam, idam naite avadhanam nayuktam, chikitsayam avastha vidanam hi pradhanam. In which avastha a patient comes to you. May come in Pittaruna stage, may come in Kaparuna stage, may come in Dhatukshay stage, may come with the Murcha, may come with Akshepaka. Different stage. You have to analyze that state of the disease and select a specific treatment. That's what told in Prasava Isheshika Sutra. Even though, what Charaka said, even though your treatment may be against textual advice, with the logical analysis you have to give treatment what is needed. Text may, what told in textbook like that, it is told in textbook, that is why I am giving like treatment, you should not like that. In that state what is needed, like you have to do. Vina tarka, without tarka, you may get a result. Yadrichya siddhiriti. Vina tarkya siddhi, yadrichya siddhiriti. That is duty yadrichya. If you are doing a treatment by Kanya Karana Vivechana, you do which state of disease, which dosha involved. Like that, if you give a treatment, you get a result. That is an actual treatment. It may be against textual advice. That's what I say. Even though without textual advice, you can do. For example, Tamaketu Virechana is told. Patient comes with Kapha Uklesha Avastha. Are you giving Amana or Virechana? Then state you have to give. It's against textual advice. You have to give Amana. Like that here also, whatever needed, that state you have to give. Just text told that's why I am giving this drug. It is not like that. You have to analyze. Next please. So next. So I have analyzed Hetu Vishesha and Sthana Vishesha both. Next please. So with this we can understand a semi-conscious state is Mada, unconscious is Murcha, coma is Sannyasa, conversion Akshepaka, hemorrhage Pakshagata, a Pakshagata with the Kapha Samsargaja, with the Mada Murcha, all indicates Raktadushti pathology, Raktadushti by dosha or krimi abhigata. That's dosha. Then you have to give Aushada Vinishchaya. Now this whole concept is over. Now patient comes to our acute patient comes. What we have to do? Next please. Diagnosis and management. A patient comes with the Pakshagata, one-sided weakness or Akshep. That means we understand Tirya Gadamana Urdhva Dehaga is injured, something happened. How we can diagnose? Today we can use CT scanning or MRI scanning. So diagnosis is done. By this we will understand, is it infarction hemorrhage? Dosha Drishti. Is it infection by krimi? Is it a growth? Or is it an injury? All these things can be diagnosed with the CT scan. This is a modern advanced technology we are utilizing. According to Ayurveda, what we can understand, a Madhamur Sannyasa indicates Pitta Samanmaya, heaviness, numbness is Kapha Samanmaya, Ruja Stamba is Vata Dosha, it is a Vikara Prakriti, a Sparshadvesha and Ekadeshajam is always it occurs due to Raktavarna, Vata Prakriti, Rakta Dushti pathology. So by these things, we can understand, is by analyzing, utilizing this modern technology, is it by Abhigata, is it by Krimi, is it Dosha Vaishamya? These things we should analyze. We are taking for treatment only Dosha Vaishamya, not Abhigata and Krimi. We are referring it. Because Krimi Chikitsa should be Hetu Viruddha Chikitsa, you have to kill the Krimi. if we have any Ayurveda drug developed to kill the krimi, definitely you can utilize. Now, at present, we don't know which drug can kill the krimi. We can refer the case. Next, please. Then coming to management, Shita Parisheka, Shita Alepa first we do. That is Pitta Hara Chikitsa. Then Tishta Nasya repeatedly should be done to remove Sroto Rodha. Then Acha Sarpipana should be done to prevent Akshepaka. Shunti Surasa, Jwarahara Chikitsa, Amapachana Chikitsa, Narikela Jalayasya Tarpanam, Trifala Shiladitu, Kamadurasa, Lashuna, all these things we give. And if it is a krimi and abhigata we refer, that is Aushadha Nishchaya. How this can be done in a ICU setup, I will show you in the video presentation. Next please. You see here a patient came, a 70 years old male who is he is blind from birth. He had a stroke, acute stroke. As soon as he came, we did the CT scanning. It turned out to be a lacunar infarct. He came in semi-conscious state. We did first, one person start to apply Shatadauta Grita all over body without leaving any inch of the body. It should be applied. See, apply Shatadauta Grita all over body. At the same time, another person start to give Himadhara. Amalaki and Dhanyaka Hima. Stay on, do the Himadhara. Don't think for Himadhara you should have a Dhara, Pati, all these things. In a simple technique in ICU giving oxygen also you can do, just to see. There is no cost involved in it. Just a 4 angle above you do Dhara Chikitsa. Apply the Shatadauta Grita on all our body. It's very important. At the same time, when a person doing the Dhara, Himadhara, just a 4 angle above, they are doing Dhara, Himadhara. It should be done about 20-25 minutes continuously. 2000 matra ka. All over body should be applied. Shatadhauta Grita. Even with the giving oxygen also it can be done. There is no problem if needed. Next please. Puttur. Next. Hage. Okay. And take the Manjishta, the lepa with Shatadauta, mix it, do the Taladharana, apply over the head. Then we are putting the Nasya. Now just you see, this patient is a right hemiplegic. He could not raise his leg right side. Complete hemiplegia. Right side, there is a movement is there. Next. Now I apply the Tikshna Nasya. See, just apply Tikshna Nasya, just you see what happens immediately. What Nasya you will tell afterwards. You will do. Patient gets awakened now after putting nasya, tikshna nasya. And immediately, who could not raise his leg, start to raise it. Right leg also, you see, movement started immediately. See, started immediately, just after the nasya. Now you see he is able to raise his leg. See, able to raise. So what happens immediately? He is able to do it. If you see his blood pressure, if he comes at 200 by 120, 130, after nasya, if you see, it becomes 160 to 100. Stabilized. Why it happens? Next, please. Next. So, why it happens? Next, please. Yeah. This is very important. Why blood pressure comes down? Now, first of all, why blood pressure raises? Even a normal tense person, if he gets a stroke, immediately BP rises. Why it happens? Then you can understand why blood pressure reduces after giving a treatment. So what happens? When the stroke happens, it's a death of the cell occurs, both in hemorrhage and infarction. There will be inflammatory swelling. Due to this, there will be congestion is there, reduced blood supply. Nerve cells cannot survive without oxygen and food for 3 minutes. When there is a reduced blood pressure, blood supply, they get reduced oxygen and food material. They start to weep, "Mummy, doodh de do." Uski mummy kaun hai? Who is its mummy? Its mummy is hypothalamus. It stimulates hypothalamus. We don't get food properly, oxygen. Immediately, hypothalamus thinks that there is no supply is there. Immediately, it stimulates the adrenals to produce more noradrenaline and adrenaline. Immediately it releases. There will be peripheral sympathetic activity, peripheral constriction occurs, heart beats more, BP gushes. So that it thinks that area will get blood, but there is already block. It will not. That vicious cycle continuously occurs. Continuously, patient comes with the increased blood pressure. In such state, if you forcibly reduce blood pressure by giving antihypertensives, what happens? There was slight blood supply is there, by your treatment will reduce. Patient comes vertical, he becomes horizontal. So that is not Vyadhi Hetu Viruddha Chikitsa. Should not be. Now, recently, last 20 years, before 2000, they used to aggressively reduce blood pressure. Now they have stopped. In Western science, they have stopped to aggressively reduce blood pressure. They reduce only stability, that much they reduce it. So, without knowing your blood pressure, your brain, nothing, adrenaline, hypothalamus, how Sushruta has treated mathematical, just you think. How he did it? He thinks that Madhamur Sannyasa is there. That is a Pitta Samanmaya. Pitta Samanmaya is there. What you have to do? You have to do Shitala Chikitsa. Shitala Chikitsa done. Immediately in that area Tama Varna is there. Give Tikshna Nasya. Immediately he raises. Now according to Western science you told. According to Ayurveda you understood. According to Western science, can you understand what is this phenomena? How Sushruta is treated? Just think according to Western science. You are applying Shatadavata Grita, Shitala Chikitsa all over body. Then what happens? All over body temperature decreases. Activity reduces. When peripheral activity reduces, corresponding nerve activity in brain also reduces. When corresponding nerve activity reduces, need of oxygen reduces. When need of oxygen reduces, stimulation to hypothalamus, stimulate adrenal reduces, his blood pressure slowly comes down. Without disturbing your system, you are putting Tikshna Nasya, Immediately, patient blood gushes into the brain, he start to moving his limb. How mathematically Sushruta has treated, just to think. As a Hetu. I hope you understood. This is the beauty of Tridosha Siddhanta. This is a mathematical equation. This is what happened. So immediately, as soon as, then next please. So that is why in Nasya, Yashti, Pipur, Achamari, Chingu, Saindava, Lavana we use. In the mother stage, if it is Pittaja mother, Tikshna is reduced by using Yashti and Pippali with the Kshira. If it is Kapaja mother, Tikshna is increased by using Yashti, Pippali, Achamaricha. If it is Vataja, you add Kshira with the Kshira. Okay. If it is Murcha, you can use Lashuna Surasa, Murcha Sanya, Lashuna Surasa. Every Tikshanasya you give, patient gets up. Immediately. If there is very severe pathology, the patient will die. Otherwise, he will get up. This is what happens. Next, please. Then comes, this should be done, Abhikshnam. Repeatedly, it should be done. Abhikshnam means what? Abhikshnam means what? Abhikshnam means? Repeated is translation, not meaning. I hope you understood. Usually we translate it, so we don't have an understanding. Abhikshnam means repeatedly means what? Here needs Guru. Here needs Guru. That's a dead end. If Guru is there, you will understand. I hope you understood. This is what happened. Once this computer engineer, education engineer, went to United States, started to boil rice to eat. She don't know how to cook. She took the book. In book it is written, take rice in a bowl, add water, on the stove. She on the stove. Still it didn't cook. Then he called her mummy. I could not boil the rice. I have used in book what I have told, I did. Then she told, you show me in the video call. She shown. Then it is, rice is there with bowl, with water. Stove is on. It is not boiled. Why? Then she asked, why you are not kept on the stove? It is not told in book. That is the importance of Guru. If Guru is there, if once in a day, there is no answer. So what I understood in textbook, Sushruta told to give Nasya once in 3 hours. One Yama Matra, you can do another Nasya. Like that I tried daily 3 Nasyas. He told you can do daily 3 Nasya. For 42 Nasya you can give if your patient needs it. Once in a day also, once in a week also you can give. Here in acute condition you can give 1 Nasya, after Yama Matra, after Yama Matra, another Nasya. No need of seeing rainy season should not do like that is said. But in acute state it is not it. At any time you can give according to Dosha Vikalpa. So like that started to give Shita Parisheka 5 times and Nasya 3 times a day. Even midnight the patient comes, immediately we do Shitala Dhari, all these things, give Tikshna, Nasya. Next please. Prabhuddha Samjna, then we give Gratapana. After 6 hours we give this one, Narikela Jala, all these things. Shunti Swarasa. Next please. Next. Shunti Swarasa is given. Sarama Pachana Chikisa. Shunti Swarasa. You can give any Arama. He is able to drink now. Patient. Here one limitation is there. If patient is not able to drink after 1 Nasya, if pathology is more, no chance of drinking, then you have to put the altitude. Let's say modern technology involved. You have to give. But result there is a compromise is there. Result will be less. Recovery result is less. So usually I tell the patient, for 72 hours I can't say what is the outcome. If you want to do, you can have Ayurveda, next please. You can have Ayurveda treatment. Otherwise, if you want to go for a modern intervention, you can go. If you stay here, you can stay. This is the limitation is there. This limitation is very important in a sense. This limitation is there. You should understand. Don't think all the patients will survive. Not possible. Some patient will not survive. This is limitation. If you aren't able to drink after anesthesia, there is a limitation. Chances of death is there. You should tell the patient beforehand itself. After their permission, you can give the treatment. Most of the patient will permit you because they know if you go to modern intervention, there are also chances of death. But they lost more money. That is why they come. Next please. So this is lacunar infarct. Next, that same patient is this one. What about after anesthesia? About 3-4 days we do. After that we give Rukshana Chikitsa. Next please. We start that is Pitta. After the 3 days we give anesthesia. Then we give Mrudu Virechana. Then after Pittahara Chikitsa is over, then we go for Kaphahara Chikitsa. That is Ruksha Alepas. This is a Ruksha Alepa. Agni Chikitsa we call. Usually it is being treated in Udupi Ayurveda College. This treatment is done with the 5 wet drugs, 5 dry drugs. It contains Lashuna, Maricha, Sarshapa, Lavanga, all these things. With the Virgundi, Patra, all these things. Make a chutney and it should be applied all over the body. Daily it should be done. For about 8 to 10 days, 14 days we do. This is the next stage. In first stage we don't do it. It is a Kaphahara stage. Like that should be applied all over body. Next day patient takes bath, again there is the application of the leper. This is the acute stage over. Now acute stage over. Next please. Next. The same patient just after 15 days, he is walking on his legs, not he is vertical, not horizontal. Since he is blind, I have to handle him. Next please. See, he is able to handle. Next. Yeah. Then 15-20 days, it's almost all right. Then we continue treatment. Next please. Next. So here another case of a hemorrhage, intracerebral hemorrhage. Came on 4th July 2004. A big hemorrhage. Next please. Immediately after hemorrhage he came here, did the CT scanning. Next please. Next. Next is next. Next. It's a intracerebral hemorrhage. Next. You see just after 25 days, there is the hemorrhage. Next please. You see on 31st July, after all treatment over, there is no hemorrhage, all resolved. There is no gliosis, has not happened. Otherwise gliosis has not happened. Next please. Next. Next. It's all resolved. Next. See same patient vertically. Okay. Even now also he comes to me. For just 2 days back he came. For some other purpose. He is taking treatment for hypertension even today. Next please. So another patient, so show one patient, you say it's Yadrichaya Chikitsa result. That is why I am showing another patient. Came with the intracerebral intraventricular extension. Next please. Intraventricular extension. Next please. Next. 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 See on 27th January he came with the intraventricular extension. Next please. See next. Now it's almost resolved now. Just by 19 to 20 days it's almost resolved. Next, 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 almost resolved. Next, next, she is vertically walking now. Next please. Next. Next. Okay, next. 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 So walking with the help, then she will walk without help. Next please. Now, this is the result what we get. Here, physiological change you have seen. Is if there is an anatomical change, can be corrected. Here one case of a aneurysm has come. Patient, it's a big aneurysm is there. Subthoracic there is aneurysm. It was diagnosed. It was told for surgical intervention. Patient came here with refusing the surgery. Yeah, actually, why didn't go for surgery? It can be done here. Because by surgery clipping it can be cured. Then she told her elder sister had, her party told her elder sister had same problem 2 months back. They operated it. Then patient was expired. They lost 2 lakhs. Her younger sister had same problem, same aneurysm. And they told, even if you come, he may die, it's okay, we will not lose 2 lakhs. That is how you treat. Whatever happens, okay. We are ready, you treat it. So, got their permission. Then started same treatment. Next, please. Patient came with the next. Aneurysm, next, please. With the hemorrhage, he was there. Next. Came with the semi-conscious state. Here, patient came. Next, please. Next. After treatment, after all this treatment I have said on this treatment, according to Dosha Vikalpa, we did it. Then I did the MR angiogram. Next, please. What is the result you see? It's a normal angiogram. There was no aneurysm. Aneurysm is resolved. So anatomical change also corrected. That is the thing. I am also surprised how it is possible. Anatomical change correction is really difficult. But it happened in this patient. Next, please. Same patient you see. Next. She going out of the hospital vertically, not horizontally. Next. See, while she came for follow-up. Next, please. So, accordingly, state of Murcha Chikitsa, Pitta Samsarga Akshepka Chikitsa, Shita Parisheka, Tikshanasya, Sarpipana, Shitalapaniya, Jwara Chikitsa. After Pitta Shamana, Kafahara Chikitsa, Amana Virecha needed Bastikarma, Swedana Chikitsa all should be done. Then, if it is Kevala Vata is there, you will do Vatahara Chikitsa. Next, please. So, to conclude, Dosha Vikalpa presentation of various different patients is very important. After Dosha Vikalpa, accordingly, Chikitsa should be done to get the maximum benefit. In present era, to succeed in Ayurveda treatment should be better than best in Western system of medicine. So, we can give better result in Ayurveda with utilizing modern advanced diagnostic and management equipments and drugs. Sometimes, patient may go into complications like aspiration pneumonia can happen. If a bulbar palsy is there, they can't deglutition will be a problem. There will be aspiration. Otherwise, aspiration can happen. Or patient, your conversion is not controlled with all these things. Or patient may have some other hyponatremia happens. That is all the answer. Then you may need modern drugs. You may need 3% saline, all these things. You may not control in that extent. Sometimes you can control it. With the lavana, if you give snehana, usually there is no chance of hyponatremia. But if pathology is more, you may have take the help of modern medicine help, modern doctors help. This is the needed. Or patient may have severe aspiration pneumonia. We have to get a treatment for modern. According to Ayurveda, it becomes asadhya. When Budhanavata is there, Pranavarta Budhana involved, as a Shwasa is there, it becomes asadhya. When asadhya is told in Ayurveda, you refer. It's not told in Grantha. When asadhya is there told, then go for. If possible, you can take their help. Not possible, if possible in Ayurveda, we can treat. This is all things. There should be integration. That's what I am saying. There should be an integration in such cases. Next, please. With the help of this integration, we can have maximum benefit. So, I hope you understood this Trivida Bodha for any physician. Next, please. This is before and after. Then some other treatment. Agnikarma, Rakta Mokshana. These 2-3 things I will show what I am practicing here. Next, please. Tvakmam Sirasana Sthite Atyugra Ruji Vayu. Atyugra Vayu Ruja is there. In such condition, he told to do Tikshna Agnikarma. Agnikarma again 2 types. Ruksha and Snigdha. When Sira Snaya Sandhi involved, you give Snigdha Adhikarma. And Tok Rakta Mamsa, you give Shruksha Adhikarma. Next, please. Next. Apadarpana Chikitsa is there. That is next, please. We usually do Raga Sambram Praita Prana Urdhashraya Sadhya Shami Shuddhanam Pranaha. When Runa Shota is there, acute is there, you do Urdhva Adashodhanam. Sa Sambrambheshu. Next, please. Sa Sambrambheshu Kartuvyam Urdhvam Adascha Shodhanam. Ubhavaso Hitam Bhuktam Pratam Tudam Rakta Mokshanam. You do Rakta Mokshana, all this. Rakta Mokshana again 5 types are there. Prachanna is there, Ekadeshaja, Grachita Rakta. Or Sira Veda Sarvanga Shodhini, Jalauka, Alabu and Shrunga. According to Vata Vita Kapha, you have to utilize. Next, please. Next. For Rakta Mokshana, Samyak Snigdha Swinna you do. Next, you do the Rakta Mokshana. Next, please. Next. Sabhyanga Sweda. Next. If a patient comes with a grudrasi, very severe pain, or Vatrakta, severe pain, all these things we do Pradhana Rakta Mokshana. Next, please. I'll show you how to do. Next. Sthanika Abhyanga you do. Then Sthanika Sweda to get to Uthita Sira. Next, please. Next, Swedana done, Nadi Sweda done. Next, please. Next. Then you make him Pratata, this one. Yatra should be done. Uttita Sira. Then you do Vyadhana Karma with the Vrihi Mukha Shastra. Just to clean that area with Vyadhana Karma. Our injection needle is just, it is nothing but a Vrihi Mukha Shastra. Its Mukha is just like Vrihi. Vyadhana Artham, Vrihi Mukha Shastra. Take 18 number needle, you do Vyadhana. Thadana done, you get to Uchita Sira, then do the Vyadhana Karma. Yes. Then you do Dharaya Sravayet, like this Sravana occurs. About, it may be Vata Dushita Rakta, Pitta Dushita, Kapha Dushita, you can diagnose here only. You can do. Usually the matra, you are not removing, after a bad blood goes, it will stop by itself. So, Prastha matra, Ardha Prastha, Ardhasya Ardha Prastha. One Prastha means 720 ml, Ardha is 360, Ardhasya Ardha is 180 ml. This much Rakta can go. It will, your disease will decide how much Rakta should go. We are not deciding. You are putting it in a leaving it. Next, please. Go for next. Next, Uttata Vita. As good Rakta start to come, it will slows down and it will stop by itself. Next page. Next. Yeah, it will stop now. Then I will remove it. Next, please. So, what happens by this? Laghavam, Vedana Shanti, Vyadehe Vega Parikshaya, Lagutva, Vedana Shanti, Vyadehe Vega Parikshaya. Vyadi Parikshaya will not happen. Vyadehe Vega Parikshaya will happen. Then for Vyadi Parikshaya you have to do Bastikarma. For Vata Dosha you have to do Bastikarma. You don't think it is only one treatment. It is one of the treatment. First line, because Rakta Avarana is there, first you do, should be removed. Then you give Bastikarma, Vata Vajika should be done. Prasado Manasasta, he will be very happy after that. Next please, just you see how happy he is. See, he will become very happy after that. You see, he will be very, just you see his face. Yeah, next please, next. Next. So this is sent for Vishwach. Same. For Rudras Vishwach. Next please. Next. 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 Paschat. After that you Ashuddha Rakta remove. If you can't remove Rakta, then it's not possible if you bad pick. On the evening itself, next day again you can do. Or after 1 month you can do the Rakta again. Lagudipaniya Dravya. Even though it is Rakta is gone, along with that Agni will also go. There is chance of Agni Mandya. That is why Lagudipana Dravya should be given post operating. So get Agni Deepana. Next please. Next, this I told. Say Jalauka. If it is Pittaja, Jalauka is told. Another thing is, if Ekadeshaja, deep seated, then you have to go Jalauka. Multiple areas you go for Siraja. Gambhire, Ekadeshaja, any dosha go for Jalauka. Uttita, Vata, Tvakrakta Mamsagata, Vataja Shringa, Pittaja Jalauka, Kapaja Jalauka. But it is Gambhira. If it is, for example, appendicitis is there, Gambhira. You can give Jalauka, not Shringa or Alava. Not possible. Sira Vedana can be done for Sarvanga. All over body, multiple joints is there. You can do. For Grudras, he told to do Sira Vedana, not Jalauka. Why? It is more than Hastamatra. In Jalauka, you will get remove Rakta only from Hastamatra. Since it is more than Hastamatra, you have to use Sira Vedana. That is why Charaka said Sira Basti Agni Karmasya, not Jalauka Basti Agni Karmasya. I hope you understood. That's very important thing. Jalauka. Next please. Next. So, next. When there is a Rakta Amarana is there, then only you have to do Rakta Moksha. Otherwise, should not. It's very important. Then Agni Karma. Just you see how Snigdha Karma is practiced. Previous one. Bhartadari. Sarputta. Bhartadari. So here is a patient, an old man came with the lumbar spondylosis. Slightly with the bending he came. Because it is a Katti Astigata Vata, deep seated. A Katti Asti, any Asti Snayu Sandhi you have to do Snigdha Agni Karma. What is Snigdha Agni Karma means? Just applying oil doing Agni Karma is not that. Snigdha, by oil should do the Agni Karma. Just I will show how Agni Karma is done. First locate this place. He had very severe pain. Keep the coin to locate the place, not for heating coin or doing it. It is not Agni Karma. It's a Ruksha. Should not do it. Take patra. I have taken Datura patra here. Erada patra also you can take. That hot oil boils in 165-degree temperature. To protect my hand, I am keeping that coin. Otherwise, my hand will also burn. Immediately, his pain comes down, swelling comes down. Immediately, that's what happens. If again slight pain is, again you can do the procedure. You ask him, he will tell immediately pain reduced. Atyugra Raja Vayu is there, then too you have to give Agni Karma. He goes happily without pain afterwards. ಬರ್ತದೆ. Go for next. No, previous one. ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. He had severe pain here. He did the Agnikarma. Immediately he could not raise his hand. Immediately he raises. Next please. Able to raise the hand. Next please. Next. This is the tennis elbow. Tennis elbow is not a Sandhigata. It's a Mamsagata. This tendon is ruptured. It is a pain. It's a Mamsagata. It's a Ruksha Agnikarma should be done. You can use this shalaka, have a Panchaloha shalaka, make red hot and do the procedure. Make a mark where it is pain. You may think it is very painful, but it is not painful at all. A Samyak Dagda will not have pain. There are 4 types of Dagda is there. Klushta, Samyak Dagda, Ati Dagda and Durdagda. Here Klushta, Durdagda, Ati Dagda is painful, whereas Samyak Dagda is not painful. Why? So, nerve connection to the skin comes to up to submucosal area, subepidermis area. In the plushta, your superficial burn, it will be very severe pain. Nerve will have its access. When you do Samyak Dagda, you are burning that nerve ending itself. There is no chance of pain transferring. But Ati Dagda, there will be pain. Deeper nerve connection will feel the pain. That is why in a Samyak Dagda, there will not be pain. Immediately you see, patient is happy. Patient will be very happy afterwards. Immediately patient pain goes. Next please. Next. Next is Basti Karma. This one. Shveda Chikitsa. Next. Solve actually. Same one patient came with the soap, deviated scoliosis, everything is there. After all this treatment, Sira, Basti, Agnikarma, everything. Next please. Go for Adenta. Next. 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 This is his back becomes straight, completely normal. Then the Agavilla. Previous one. Next. Okay, he is walking. It's a straight. It was deviated, becomes straight. Next, please. So, here, our treatment is Shodhana and Shamana for Ama Pachana Chikitsa. This is Ayurveda, considers Ayurveda standard treatment. Now, if acute state comes, what you have to do? That also is told in Ayurveda. What he says, Bimbasta Savirasto, Vatavitta, Kshinadhat Garatasya, Baudusho, Ativisritaha, Amopi Stambaniyaha, Syat Pachana, Marana Bhayat. Bimbasta, pregnant woman, Stavirasta, old man, Kshinadhat, small baby. In such conditions, Vatavitta, Ativisrita, very severe Vatavitta. For example, status asthmaticus, status epilepticus, severe. For severe temperature, more than 104, Pitta Ativisrita. Severe diarrhea. In such condition, I say, Amopi Stambaniya, not Pachana Chikitsa. Amopi Stambaniya. You do Stambana Chikitsa. Pajanat Varana Bhayat. If you wait for Amapachana, patient Pachana happens. Patient will die. This is what told in our ancestors, very clearly had told. Otherwise, in Jwara, actually we are doing a cold pack, all this, Amastambana Chikitsa, reducing temperature. There are many Amastambana Chikitsas told. If you see the modern medicines which are developed, not antibiotic, it is Hetuvidya Chikitsa. All other receptor blockers, crystal and inhibitor, this is all Amastambana Chikitsa. For an emergency, for making survive temporarily, you can utilize it. After that, you can stop it, you can give Amapachana Chikitsa. That is integration. Whenever there is an emergency is there, you can have Ayurveda only intervention, Ayurveda with the modern medicine co-intervention, or only modern intervention. These three situations are there. We should make specific barrier where we should go for only modern intervention, where we can go only Ayurveda, where we can go co-interventions. This should be studied. Actually, this is a area of research. We can do in this area, we should do this one. With this area, we should do this area. We should do like that. If you have a research, a data, if you develop, definitely we can develop this concept of Ayurveda emergency treatment. This is the motto of your Ayurveda Yatra. I think so. Okay. Thank you. Next, please. So I hope for 2 hours I have discussed Hetu Linga Ushadam Jnana Sastradra Parayanam. Next, please. Almost what you have to do. Next, please. Satata Adhyan. Research. Do research continuously. Vada. Have a discussion. Paratantra Vakolakana. Different systems you understand. Not only modern science, modern allopathy terms, other science, biology, chemistry, physics, all other science, have a avalokana. These things should be understood through Ayurveda concept. Now what we are doing is, according to modern concept, you are understanding what is in Ayurveda. I hope you understood. This is a mistake what we are doing. To make Ayurveda modern, according to this Ayurveda concept, understand what is there in Western science. You adopt it wherever needed. Which is not possible, don't do it. That is why he said, when there is a very acute stage is there, Vata Pitta Ativsrita, do Amastambana. There you can adopt modern science, how you can adopt it. Wherever needed, only Amapachana, do Ayurveda treatment. These are all things are there. Ayurveda Stambana should do, Allopathy Stambana also can be done. At that time you can utilize it. Then you can have Amapachana. This is how integration can be done. You can develop the science. If you want to develop Ayurveda science, any modern science is there, it should be understood through Ayurveda concept. Then you do the research. Thank you very much. Next please. Thank you. If you have any food for brain, now let us have food for stomach.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for your knowledgeable in-depth presentation on Tridosha concept and emergency management of acute stroke. This great presentation by sir must be the great asset in reaching the visions of this IU emergency yatra. Now the lunch time. Next session will be after lunch.